Music Radio, Totally 70s gets on the best variety of your favorite songs, all in a row and commercial free, and music from the fifth dimension right now on 70s. Oh, yes. Way back in the day, it was originally a B-side. Somebody played it by accident, and the rest is music history. There's always a better song right here on Totally 70s, your National Weather Service forecast. Well, they're saying partly cloudy, cool for the overnight. Lows around 35. Tomorrow, sunny, mild, the high near 55. And tomorrow night, cloudy with showers and a low around 44. Right now, cloudy skies. 52 in New York with the Bee Gees on 70s.
Mr. 70s. Choice for better music on the World Wide Web. The Totally 70s Radio Network.
This is David Bowie.
This is Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
This is Lionel Richie.
Flashback.
Totally 70s. Mr. 70s.
Has there ever come a time when you feel real nice?
Music Radio, Totally 70s. Well, back in 1976, we actually considered it music to light your bong to, but now it's a rock and roll anthem. It's Aerosmith right here on Music Radio. It's 5 minutes before 10 o'clock as we approach the 10 o'clock hour. Keep in mind, coming up sometime in the 10 o'clock hour, chances for you to win a $25 gift certificate to Amazon. We'll give you all the details, but right now let's step aside for Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty. And Stop Dragging My Heart Around right here on America's #1 choice for better music. You've got it on Totally 70s. You know, it simply amazes me how many air checks from 1977 that I listen to, and they all have that song, whether it's an AM or an FM station. Had to be a biggie back around 77. Al Stewart and the Year of the Cat here at Totally 70s. Well, it's 13 minutes after 10 o'clock. You got Mr. 70s, and hey, guys, it's Jim Long. You know, the guy from Wednesday Night Rocks? Remember Jim Long? Hey, Jim, how's it going? What's going on?
Hey, Paul. How are you tonight?
Good. What's up?
It's good to see you on, man. Sounding really good tonight.
Thank you.
Great to have you back.
You know, I want to take a moment out and thank you and Plasma and, of course, Darren Inder and DJ Nightlife and the rest of you guys for, like, really holding up the fort during my busy season. You guys did a fantastic job keeping everybody here at 70s. Thank you so much for that.
It's our pleasure. We enjoy doing it. And we enjoy everybody here in the chat room and, everybody's support.
Thanks.
Definitely makes the station all that much better.
The 70s sound, we're Totally 70s, with the best music commercial free. Totally 70s, Mr. 70s, on the Totally 70s Radio Network. Paul Dimarco.
Love will keep us together.
Music Radio, Totally 70s. Well, Mr. 70s is back too. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I just could not resist that. It's 10:31 here at Totally 70s Music Radio. Make the Connection contest in progress here, and we're still looking for a winner to make the connection between these three songs right here.
Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Get your baby one of these nights, like a rhinestone cowboy.
Now, a few minutes ago, our good buddy Dave Nye, a.k.a. Nightlife, thought he was going to get the best of this radio station by not only being an employee of the Totally 70s Radio Network, he thought he was going to win the big prize. And guess what? He sent me a personal message, and he was wrong. He thought he had it in the bag, but Dave, I'm sorry, you just didn't. Let's get to our contest line and see if we can get a winner. Hi, who's this?
Hey, Paul, this is LJ. How are you?
How's it going tonight? What are you up to?
Not too bad. Just listening to the best radio station there is out there.
Thank you. Are you in the chat room, or are you just listening on the outside?
I was going to log in, and I can't remember my password, but I'm fine outside.
Really?
From the chat room.
Yeah? Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, I'll get in there eventually.
All right, well, please do, okay? We miss you.
Absolutely. As soon as I can remember that password, I am in.
Okay, cool. All right, so give it a shot. What is the connection between the three songs tonight?
First thought was that they're all great songs, but I'm guessing that won't do. So
No.
I'm going to go with all number one Billboard Hot 100 songs from 1975.
Okay, number one songs of the year 1975. That's your answer?
That's my answer.
And that is the correct answer. Now, moments ago, when I checked the instant message, Nightlife said, this is easy, and just put 1975 down. And I said to him, I'm sorry, but that is not correct, because that really is only a portion of really what we're looking for here. I'm going to give it to you. They were 1975 number one hits, and believe it or not, all of them were on the Billboard Top 40 at number one for a week. That is the connection tonight. Congratulations. You got the $25 gift certificate to Amazon.com. So much cool stuff that you can purchase on Amazon. I mean, the sky really is the limit, you know?
It absolutely is.
So be sure to email me over your mailing address, and we'll get that certificate out to you just as soon as possible. What radio station made you a winner tonight?
The Totally 70s Radio Network.
All right, thanks a lot so much. We got more prizes, more chances to be a winner coming up right here on America's number one. It's the Totally 70s Radio Network.
Hey, all you rockers. This is Jim Long, the host of Wednesday Night Rocks.
We've got so many great songs from the 70s and 80s that we had to knock a wall out just to fit them all in. This is Flashback with Mr. 70s.
Mr. 70s.
Oh, yes, one of the many great songs that just never seems to get old. There is always a better song right here on Music Radio. Totally 70s. It's America's number one for fun. Weekend weather, partly cloudy. Cool for the overnight. Could see a low of around 35. It's getting chilly out there. Tomorrow, sunny, mild. Highs around 55. Tomorrow night, cloudy. Showers on the way for tomorrow night again with a low near 44. And Sunday starts off with early morning showers. Then it's going to clear up, they're saying, with a high around 60. 50 degrees under mostly cloudy skies in New York right now at the Totally 70s Radio Network. Music Radio, Totally 70s, America's number one. Thank you for coming on back.
Music Radio.
It's 10 away from 11 o'clock here on Totally 70s. You got Friday Night Flashback. We'll be together here till about 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we got plenty of time for your requests, dedications. DJ Rick Roberts, thanks for joining us tonight. You know, you made that request a couple of minutes ago for that Eagles song, and we've got it actually queued up over here on turntable number 2. And, you know, I got to tell you, 1980 was a very special time for me. I was a junior in high school, and not only that, but I had officially gotten my very first real FM receiver with cassette deck and turntable, and it was all a component system. It wasn't one of those all-in-ones that you'd buy in like Montgomery Ward's or Kmart. This was the real McCoy. I had the receiver, and I had the turntable separate, and I had the speakers, and later on, I went out and got myself the cassette deck as well that had all the chromium oxide switching and the Dolby and all that on it. So it was my first real stereo system that I had bought. It was right around that time when the Eagles' Long Run album had come out. And back when it did, when I say it was bigger than life, it was bigger than life. Not only did I cherish just about every song on that LP, but I actually gave a copy to one of my closest friends who was now in rock and roll heaven. I actually gave him a copy of that for Christmas that year of late 79 into 1980. You know, thank you so much for this request tonight, and I only hope that this song and the quality of it here on turntable number 2 can lead up to your expectations tonight. It's 10:51 here on Totally 70s, and gang, stick around. Coming up sometime around 11:30, it's our People's Choice Weeknight Spotlight here on Totally 70s. But right now, we must move aside for this request from the Eagles here at 70s.
Look at us, baby. Surfing the internet.
Well, happily, we are serving you with the best music all night long right here on Most Music Radio. You've got the Totally 70s Radio Network.
More music. Totally 70s. New York. Mr. 70s on the Totally 70s Radio Network. Oh, Dimarco. It's Friday. your smiling face, I have to smile myself.
Music Radio, totally 70s, America's number one choice. Singer-songwriter Gordon Lightfoot and Carefree Highway.
Music Radio.
That's for DJ Nightlife tonight. It's 9 minutes after 11 o'clock. Plasma, welcome aboard. And also DJ Hype tonight, just getting in the door. You guys decide what's it going to be, and in 20 minutes, I will decide on what we're going to play here at 70s. But right now, it's time to do some reminiscing about those days in Montreal. Here's Gino Vanelli on the Totally 70s Radio Network.
When I think about those nights in Montreal.
Music Radio, Totally 70s. You know, we were just talking about Lost 80s.
Music Radio.
That is what I'm talking about. It's 17 minutes after 11 o'clock. You are tuned in and turned on to America's most listened to. You got Friday Night Flashback and the Totally 70s Radio Network. Well, it never rains in Southern California. It just pours, right?
Got on board a westbound 747 just to touch you once again.
Oh, he did a fabulous job singing them soft and sexy right there. It's David Gates and Bread right there and Everything I Own. It's 28 minutes after 11 o'clock here on the Totally 70s Radio Network. My name is Mr. 70s, Paul Dimarco. Glad to have you along tonight on this Friday Night Flashback, the very first one of the season for our 2017-2018 season. And hey, don't forget, immediately following my show, it's all-night radio and all-night music. And then, of course, Saturdays are extra special with DJ Plasma and Rockin' Don Edwards with Super 70 Saturday night, and Sundays with Casey Kasem's American Top 40. That kicks off at 3 o'clock Eastern Time here on Totally 70s. And then at 6 o'clock, Glenn Mason and the Retro Cafe. A whole bunch of reasons why weekends are extra special here at the Totally 70s Radio Network. We got Nightlife on the line. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How's everybody else doing?
Good. Now, you are the man who is responsible for tallying up the votes. First of all, did you encourage everybody to vote?
A couple of times, yeah.
Good. And what were the results tonight?
Well, in third place, we have the 90s.
Oh, the 90s came in at third.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Second place, we have the 60s, and of course the 80s at number 1.
Okay, so the 60s did chime in at number 2 tonight.
Yes, they did.
Okay, but number 1 was the Lost 80s. All right, have a good night. 11:31 here at Totally 70s Music Radio, and you know this comes a point where we actually try to figure out exactly how we're going to kick off tonight's weeknight spotlight. I'm looking here at part of the playlist here, and of course, if you'd like to add to the playlist, just let me know your favorite Lost 80s song, and we'll play it for you. But back in the year 1980. Al Stewart was still pounding out songs, but you'd be hard-pressed to hear this on any radio station today. We're going to kick off tonight's spotlight with a song called Midnight Rocks here on 70s.
You say with best intention.
Music Radio, Totally 70s. You know, it almost has a little bit of a Dan Fogelberg flair to it right there. That's Midnight Rocks. It's Al Stewart right here on America's number one choice. You got the Totally 70s Radio Network. Well, you guys and gals voted for it. You got the lost hits of the 80s. We got more of them coming up. And, of course, your lost 80s requests and dedications. We got one coming up for our good buddy Tom in just a couple of minutes. But right now, from 1982, it's time to move aside for Carla Bonoff on 70s.
You're inside the weeknight spotlight. This is Flashback with Mr. 70s.
East of the highway.
Music Radio, Totally 70s. And to think that I was actually at one point in my life thinking about getting rid of my vinyl before internet radio was even thought of. What the hell was I thinking, right?
Music Radio.
Well, fact of the matter is I didn't, and that's the main thing. It's 11:42 here on Totally 70. So what do you say we put this little radio station on extended play? Here's Buckner and Garcia.
I got a pocket full of quarters and I'm headed to the arcade. I don't have a lot of money, but I'm bringing
Music Radio, totally 70s. It was on the FM dial. It was featured in a lot of the local roller skating rinks back in the day because those roller skating rinks were full of arcade games. Buckner and Garcia and Pac-Man Fever. It's all part of our Lost 80s Weeknight Spotlight right here on America's #1. You got totally 70s, baby. Yeah.
That 70s guy.
And that 70s guy.
Totally 70s.
And you know, either you remember it or you don't remember it. For us music connoisseurs out here, I'm sure many of us do. Back in 1981, I believe it was sometime around early 1981, there was a one-hit wonder band called Balance, and the song was called Breaking Away, as we break away from our format tonight and bring you the Lost 80s on 70s. Music Radio, totally 70s. Well, those who remember the Lost 80s would definitely remember that one from Balance. Song is called Breaking Away right here on Music Radio, totally 70s. It's 11:49 on your 70s station, and we got more great Lost 80s coming up in just a couple of minutes. Matter of fact, Plasma, your song is going to kick off another long set of some great Lost 80s coming up in just a couple of minutes. Also want to remind everybody that weekends are special here at Totally 70s every Sunday afternoon, beginning at 3 o'clock. We've got Casey Kasem's American Top 40. If you like the 80s, you like the Lost 80s, well, hey, you're in for a special treat this weekend. We are featuring the music of November 7th, 1981 on Casey Kasem's American Top 40 Classic. This Sunday afternoon, beginning at 3, right here on the Totally 70s Radio Network. Taking a look at the weather outside. Well, it's not as nice as I'd like it to be, but for this time of year, we can't complain. Partly cloudy, cool for the overnight, a low around 35 tomorrow. Sunny, mild, a high around 55. That's pretty nice. And tomorrow night, the clouds return, and so do the showers, with a low around 44. And Sunday, cloudy, a few more showers, and then clearing up with a high near 60. Right now in New York, we've got 50 degrees at the Totally 70s Radio Network.
Capricorn, and my name is Glenn. And I like a woman who loves the Retro Cafe. Sunday nights from 6 to 10.
Music Radio, totally 70s.
Music Radio, totally 70s. The big radio station that played that song here in New York Town, Plasma, was radio station 97 WYNY in New York City, and they played it a lot. And what a great tune, what a great request. It's 5 away from midnight here on Totally 70s. Gira, hello to you. Just getting in the door. Here's what's going on. It's our weeknight spotlight, and we are featuring Lost 80s. Hey, our crowd voted on it tonight, and we made it to the top with the Lost 80s. Now, speaking of Lost 80s, back in the summertime of 1981, there was a few select FM radio stations that did play this song quite often. Two that come to mind were radio stations WDRC-FM in Hartford, which was a top 40 radio station at that time, and a radio station Wacky 102 FM in Springfield, Massachusetts, which I believe at that time was trying to figure out what the hell they were. Kind of a cross between a hybrid top 40 and an album rock radio station. You all know the group very well because in 1983, they had a smash called She's a Beauty. But back in 1981, the LP release was The Completion Backward Principle, and the song was called I Don't Want to Wait Anymore. Give it a listen to and ask yourself how many remember this one.
To be the woman in me is so easy with you.
Music Radio, totally 70s back in 1982. The LP was just entitled Donna Summer. And her big hit off that LP was a song called Love is in Control. That's The Woman in Me. That was her follow-up hit that did okay on the AC charts, but not so well on the top 40. It's a Lost 80s here on the Totally 70s Radio Network. Passing out congratulations once again to L.J. Durant of Attleboro, Massachusetts. Yep, congratulations. You got yourself the $25 Amazon gift card, courtesy of your friends here at Totally 70s in the Make the Connection contest here on the Totally 70s Radio Network. More prizes and more chances to be a winner are coming up. You keep it right here.
Hi, this is DJ Retro. Join me every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for some of the best 80s music on the planet. The Totally 70s Radio Network.
DJ Retro. Totally 70s. Mr. 70s on the Totally 70s Radio Network. Paul Dimarco.
Music Radio, totally 70s. Well, no doubt about it, Plasma. If you blink too fast, you'd definitely miss that one. That's Cherry and Murphy's Law right here on Music Radio. It's 14 minutes after midnight, and, well, the first time I was a fool and never knew love could be so cruel, and it happened to me again, and that's the story of my life. Right now, it's music from Foghat from the LP Boogie Motel. Here's Third Time Lucky on your 70s station.
It's all behind me.
Music Radio, totally 70s. Well, it was a far cry from anything they'd ever done, but hey, it didn't do half bad on the AM and FM dial back in 1980. Third Time Lucky and supergroup Foghat right here on Totally 70s. Well, it's 19 minutes after midnight. Mr. 70 still contributing to your delinquency. And hey, stick around after 1 o'clock. We may just get lucky and be blessed with the presence of DJ Plasma here on Totally 70s.
Finders, not keepers. I found the miracle.
Music Radio, totally 70s, America's number one choice. It's 12:29, and putting the wraps on tonight's weeknight spotlight. Then it's all you, your requests, your dedications right up till 1 a.m. And finishing things off, here's Greg Guidry on 70s.
I get the feeling that I'm in way over my head. Totally 70s. Say you don't love him, my salamander.
Music Radio, totally 70s, America's number one, where weekends are special. Casey Kasem's American Top 40, heard every Sunday starting at 3 o'clock Eastern, right here on America's number one choice.
City girls just seem to find